Idlewild, California is just like any other picturesque mountain town. Nestled between pine trees and mountain peaks, it is everything you might expect: hiking trails, quaint shops, and more. But there's one thing that sets Idlewild apart. The mayor of the town is a golden retriever. A dog for mayor sounds like something out of a comedy sketch. But for the residents of Idlewild, it's a reality. Mayor Maximus Mighty Dog Mueller was elected back in 2012, and while his term was only supposed to last a year, the tradition of a dog as mayor has lasted a lot longer. To tell us more about Mayor Max, we visited Mayor Max's HQ and spoke to his chief of staff.
My name's Phyllis Mueller. I'm the chief of staff for the mayors of Idlewild, and as the chief of staff, I run everything for the mayors and coordinate all their activities. The mayor is pretty much busy every single day, 365 days a year. So we participate in all kinds of non-political, nonpartisan charity events, and the mayors are excellent fundraisers. So if the mayors are promoted to be at an event, then more people go to the event, and therefore it generates more revenue for the event. The mayor likes to dress for success. Every day he gets to select a tie. And because of the position of the ties in the closet, it's most often red. But he has every color. He wears ties. And the ties are just a symbol of the Mayor Max office. And we deputize children and their pets and families by giving them a tie. All the mayors have personalized vests that they wear that have their name on it and their title. So Max says vests say Mayor Max, and Meadows say Vice Mayor Meadow.
But now he's got to get ready for an appearance in the town. So we'll head into Idlewild and learn a little more. To find out why Idlewild is so special, we headed to the Idlewild Historical Society.
Welcome to the Idlewild Area Historical Society Museum. People came up here first. Well, there was a little bit of ranching going on in Garner Valley, but mostly they came up here to do logging. There were several different groups and companies that did logging, and it was very profitable. But because they had built a road, other people started coming up, and camping places popped up, and a lot of people were coming up and coming to some of the resorts and camping, and they saw the logging going on, and they thought, why are they destroying the forest? And so a lot of these people ended up lobbying. I guess they probably lobbied the federal government, and I think it was 1897 or 98, the president was Grover Cleveland, and they classified this as, the National Forest Preserve, the San Jacinto Wilderness, that's part of the Grover Cleveland National Forest. So then it just became a place for people that live here, and then a destination for the summer for people from the desert to kind of cool off. And that's pretty much it.
But exactly how did a dog become mayor?
Back in 2012, the local animal rescue called Idlewild Animal Rescue Friends decided that it would be fun if Idlewild had its first mayor, but no humans were allowed to run in the election. If you were a local resident, full or part-time, you could run your cat or your dog in the election, and it was a fundraising election for animal rescue. You had to pay $1 a vote, but because it was a fundraiser, you were allowed to vote a lot. In fact, you were encouraged to vote for as many candidates as you wanted, as often as you wanted, but every vote cost you $1. And 14 dogs and 2 cats ran in the election, and when I heard about it, I just go, I'm going to win that election. Somehow, I hoped I would win that election. And we were brand new in town, and nobody knew us, and I go, what am I going to do to compete with all the local business owners and people who are well known and well loved, and no one knows us? So I put car magnets on our car, and I took Mayor Max downtown every day to meet people. We campaigned harder. So the fundraiser was very effective. It generated over $31,000 in votes. Out of the 14 dogs and 2 cats, we were more than 2/3 of the revenue generated, but overall it was wildly successful.
Okay, enough history. Let's go meet Max in town.
So we walked from Mexico to come see Mayor Max here.
About 151 miles.
We came actually out of Germany.
I came from Fullerton, so Orange County.
I spent 1 year living with a host family, and I got to visit Mayor Max II 10 years ago. So this time it's Mayor Max III, and yeah, we came a long way, my girlfriend and I.
I come up and I see him every time I come and visit my grandparents. It's like a very nice tradition that we like to do. We've been doing it since they started having Mayor Maxes. So yeah.
I thought it was pretty interesting to see a dog mayor, and I think he's running a tight ship. Good city.
Also, there's no squeezable peanut butter in the grocery stores here, and I feel like that's a big change that could happen.
I had no idea what we were going to find when we came into this town, and to our surprise and to our delight, we ran into Mayor Max, and we're happy for it. We're better people for it.
It's an amazing day here, beautiful weather. Honestly, great guy. Absolutely love him.
Before I even engaged in trying to become the mayor, I thought I'd better test the temperature of, how do people feel about that, what's needed and wanted. And I interviewed the business owners in Idlewild, and what I found out was that they all said the same thing. Our businesses are struggling because we don't have enough tourism in Idlewild. What I did then is decided to create outreach to the community, meaning not just locally, but through all of Southern California, to introduce people to Idlewild. And I to this day, do ongoing marketing and promotion and that kind of thing. Over the years, the popularity of the mayor has grown, and more people come to town, and the businesses are doing much better than they used to. And they're very appreciative. And then the other element of it is that it increases the happiness and the well-being of people because the mayor is fun and upbeat, and we never, because we're non-political, we have a high approval rating. If you ask the mayor to answer a political question, you're going to hear silence. But what you will notice is that he's friendly and loving. And so we are able to kind of have a lot of fun with the whole thing, and people enjoy that. And so I think that it makes the town a happier place because, he is something that people can get behind. And we only do kind and loving things for people, but we do a lot of it, and it's every day. So people have figured that out over time.
Max's mayorship may seem like a funny idea, but it's much more than that. Max's presence in Idlewild brings people to town, stimulating its economy and supporting the livelihoods of the residents. But Max himself represents much more than just the dog he is. And why shouldn't he be? He is the mayor, after all.